An important part of the game development process is testing your game, and when we tested our Monkey Headhunter game, we found that after a while it really bogged down and slowed down, and there was obviously something wrong with it. So quickly determined what that was, and let's talk about it. When we play the game, I'll hit P here to play. Let's see, make sure I have focus on that window. When we shoot the bullets, if they don't hit a monkey head, they simply go on forever. And then the pieces of the monkey head, they fall forever. So eventually, the longer you play, the more objects would be in the scene and just going on forever. So let me show you here. I'm going to escape out of that. I'm going to scroll back with my middle mouse. We'll go P for play again. And so watch what happens to the bullets. They just go on forever. We have no command for them to end, and the pieces of the monkey head, they fall forever. And eventually, the computer's just going to have a hard time keeping up with all those pieces flying on forever. So, pretty easy for us to fix that. And frankly, I should have thought of that before. To start with, I'm going to take this cube right here, which is a object that has a near sensor on it to end the monkey heads. I'm going to duplicate that with a Shift D, pull it up here, and G grab it, move it here to the center. I'm going to hit number 1 on the number pad, and let's see number 5. Then I'm going to scale that horizontally like that, and scale, and middle mouse click vertically. And that's going to create a barrier for our bullet, or cannonball, coconut cannonball. And now I need to go to this layer here, select my coconut, and go ahead and go into the game buttons. And I'm going to add a new sensor to it, a new controller, and a new actuator. This sensor is going to be a near sensor. The property is going to be right, because that's the property that was on that block that we had there, that square. And we're going to wire that up. Wire this to here. Change this to an edit object. And we want it to be an end object. Alright, so let's try this out. We'll hit P to play. You can see that those cannonballs are disappearing. Alright. So that's one way to do that. Now for the pieces of monkey head, let's look at something else we can do. Go here, and we're going to select these pieces. I'm not so sure why that one's sitting there. I'm just going to grab it, move it back over. Probably won't hurt, because when we hit it, it's just going to break apart anyway. So let's select this first piece, and we'll add a set of sensor, controller, and actuator. And on this, I'm going to put a delay of, let's say, 120 logic ticks. And remember, this runs at 60 logic ticks a second, so a 2-second delay. And after 2 seconds, that fragment, let me close this, we want to wire it up to here, to a edit object actuator, and have it end object. And let's do the same for these other ones. We'll just repeat that process. So we'll close that, add there, change that to an edit object, wire them up, change that to an end object. Back here, take the sensor, make it a delay sensor, and have it delay 120 ticks. Okay, and now let's do the same here. Let's see, going to make that an edit object, a end object, wire it up, and we'll change the sensor to a delay and set it at 120 ticks. And now this last one, I'm not going to do it yet, so let's just watch what happens. Textured drawing mode. Okay, we'll hit P. And when I hit this, let's see, let's get further out so we can see this. Could you see that some of them disappeared? It's getting kind of small there. Except the one that we didn't put a delay on. And it looks like 2 seconds or 120 ticks. It's probably a good bit more than we need. But that way we'll be sure nothing disappears too early. And I could just put another one of these down there and wire it up to on a near sensor. But wanted to show you a different way to do it. So let's do this last piece. So add. Change that to an end object, an edit object, and to an end object. And let's see, wire that up. And change this to a delay, 120 logic ticks. And let's go ahead and save this. And we'll save it as level 12 with fixes. And go back to our game here. And I'm going to do a Shift Enter and make that full screen there. And hit P to play. And that's working fine. Let's roll out and see what happens. P to play. Whoops, missed that one. And they do. They all disappear before they get to the bottom of the screen. So that should fix our problem of slowdown. And in future lessons, hopefully we'll add more levels and more complexity to the game. So thanks for watching.